Good afternoon. Right after classical period, Beethoven's compositions during the latter part of his life, no, created an impact to the music industry and changed the trend. So from classical, nagbago ang composition style ng mga tao, no? At naghanap sila na something deeper, something more subjective, no? And this is what ushered in the romantic period in music. So the romantic period is a cultural movement that started in the early 19th century. So 19th century is about 1800s to 1899. Okay, so medyo malapit na tayo sa modern history. The period is characterized of emotion, individuality, and imagination. Very contrasting sa classical period, no? Kasi classical period is more objective, technical. Remember, sinabi natin nun na lahat ng gagawin ng performers dapat nakasulat sa pyesa. Kung anong klase ang dynamics, forte, piano, ganun lang, no? Alternate, forte, piano. But this time, mas pinapalabas nila yung emotions na gustong palabasin noong nag-compose. The basic quality of romanticism in art is emotional subjectivity. Aside from this, artists were also fascinated with fantasy and the unknown at irrational. So before, it's about uh, gods, goddesses, soldiers, nobilities. Now it's about fairies or mga mythical creatures. Yan, into the unknown. Several types of music were developed in this period, which are the art songs, program music, and nationalistic music. So tatlong pinakamahalagang klaseng compositions during the Romantic period. Let's talk about some of the key persons or composers during the Romantic period. The first one is Peter Ilyich Tchaikovsky, Robert Schumann, Franz Schubert, Frédéric Francois Chopin, and Richard Wagner are likely to be the most well-known romantic composers. Likewise, there are also others who made familiar, including Richard Strauss, Giuseppe Verdi, Franz Liszt, and Giacomo Puccini. Let's talk about Niccolo Paganini. Niccolo Paganini is the most famous violin virtuoso in the world. Stands out primarily for his rock star performances. So si Niccolo Paganini ay nagko-compose ng music particularly for the violin because ang pinaka-main instrument niya ay violin. And one thing about him is that he is also labeled as the devil's violinist. Kasi ang chismis noon, sobrang galing niya sa violin. Um, ang pinaka-chismis sa kanya is binenta niya yung kaluluwa niya sa demonyo. Kaya siya naging ganun kagaling, no? So, well, kaya din na-labelan as rockstar performances. Kasi talaga nakakayanig yung performance niya during that time kapag nag-play siya ng violin niya. Some of his works, no, are the following: La Campanella, 24 Caprices for Solo Violin, Opus 1, Concerto Number 1 in E flat, 15 quartets for guitar and strings trio, The Carnival of Venice. Bagamat violinist siya, may mga ibang compositions din siya for other instruments. Frédéric Chopin was known as the poet of the piano and was born on March 1 in Zelazowa, Poland. So si Chopin ay isang pianista naman. Was an extraordinary composer who is considered a genius in using the piano, that he had a tremendous impact in other musicians. Some of his works are the Fantasy in F minor, Revolutionary Etude, and Preludes. And these are all for the piano. Actually, may pinakasikat sa kanya is Nocturne in E flat. So we'll just play it sometime. Franz Liszt is known as the greatest piano virtuoso of his time. If Paganini is a violinist virtuoso, Franz Liszt is a piano virtuoso. Yung mga kamay ni Franz Liszt ay extraordinarily huge compared sa normal adult male's hands. So mas malaki ang kamay niya, yung reach ng kamay niya kaysa sa mga normal adult. Also became a court conductor for the Grand Duke of Weimar when he was 36 years old. So itong si Franz Liszt, kadalasang ginagawa niya is nagtatranscribe siya ng orchestral works para gawin at ma-play sa piano. Kasi technically yung kamay niya kayang mag-reach ng malaking gaps ng tune, no? So it's just more than octaves, more than eighth notes na naabot niya sa keys ng piano kasi mahaba ang kanyang mga daliri, no? So kaya niyang mag-play ng more than one melodic line. So itong La Campanella ay kanyang pinescribe, no? Even yung Liebestrauma is a set of three piano solos, which is number three is the most famous. Un Sospiro and Sonata in B minor. Now, talking about art songs, kanina nabanggit ang art song no, nung previous slide. Robert Schumann is one of the most celebrated composer in art song composition. He was a German composer, a pianist, and influential music critic. His works were mostly emotional, no? And yung kilala sa mga works niya ay yung Frauenliebe und Leben or A Woman's Love and Life and Dichterliebe, A Poet's Love. Medyo madami siya nagawang art songs, about over 100. And yung Frauenliebe und Leben at Dichterliebe ay compilation ng several art songs. Ang tawag doon, pag pinagsama-sama mo yung art song sa isang theme, ang tawag doon ay song cycle. So ang song cycle ay isang major work na composed of several art songs that is either written by the same author or it's either sharing the same theme. So Dichterliebe, halimbawa, ang Dichterliebe, lahat ng mga songs na nasa Dichterliebe ay merong flow ng story na kinikwento. Hector Berlioz, a French romantic composer known largely for his symphony, Fantastique, and the choral symphony Romeo et Juliet. So celebrated na Romeo and Juliet during that time. Considered as one of the most original, great composers, and a practical musician. Isa pa doon ay ito si Peter Ilyich Tchaikovsky, was the first Russian composer whose music made a lasting impression internationally. Works includes concertos, symphonies, ballets, operas, and chamber music. Among sa mga compositions niya ay yung famous Nutcracker Suite na usually ginagamit for animated films way back ng mga earlier earlier 80s or 70s, no? Especially with Disney. Camille Saint-Saëns was considered a composer who creates elegant music that is neat, polished, and never excessive. Among her works, no? So babae siya, ay yung Carnival of the Animals, The Dance Macabre and Symphony Number 3, and The Swan. Yung The Swan ay part of Carnival of the Animals. So yung Carnival of the Animals ay isang compilation din ng different piano pieces. Iba-ibang hayop. And The Swan is one of them. Kanina nabanggit natin that there are three major composition works, no? Art songs, program music, and if you're going to go back to the slide, nationalistic music. Pag sinabing program music, we are composing for a certain theme. So, ang symphony, no classical period, ay technical compositions, not necessarily na may ibig sabihin ito. But ang program music may ibig sabihin. merong main theme. So kung ano yung title ng program music, yun yung pinapa-imagine sa'yo ng composer habang siya ay tumutugtog. Sa symphony kasi, you are open to uh, think of whatever you can think of kapag tumutugtog ang music. Sa program music, may theme na ibibigay sa'yo and then you explore that theme. No? Now, nationalistic music are compositions that have nationalistic influences. Example, yung kay Tchaikovsky, you will notice that there are Russian ballets, no? Yung mga theme ng Russian dances sa kanyang compositions. Kasi during the Romantic period, very important for them is to is parang celebrate patriotism, no? So nationalism. So yung pinaka compositions nila ay naglalabas ng qualities ng kanilang nationality. So ganun ang romantic music. Okay? Music is the medicine of the mind by John Logan. I want you to ponder on this statement and let me know what comes into your mind when you hear or read the statement, music is the medicine of the mind. Write it in your notebooks. Thank you.